everybody, Garret Komatz here. It is Monday, October 13th, 2025, year of our Lord, back with another Mulleting. Real quick one, just to cover base on the ground on things that might have been missed, Detroit sports-wise, or if you did watch it anyway, just give you my takes on it. Why don't we go from what took place past the present format. Detroit Tigers playoffs ended in the early morning hours of this past Saturday, October 11th, Game 5 in Seattle that went 15 innings. Kerry Carpenter with a 2-run shot. Not a whole lot of joy otherwise than that. I mean, a great Tarek Skubal Game 5 performance in the 6 innings that he had, but Seattle in the bottom of the 15th inning gets the base hit, moves on to the American League Championship Series. Tigers regular season playoffs are done. Game 5 of the ALDS in consecutive years. Painful, not surprised with some of the issues we've seen at the plate the last month plus when you count how the final month of the regular season went. I did kind of enjoy hearing both Scott Harris and AJ Hinch's thoughts on the the presser today, kind of to like season wrap, so to speak. Aware that, deserving of the criticism, and I'm curious to see what the Scott Harris making it clear that one of the key things for him taking this job was, Chris Ilitch giving him the resources that he needed to do to take care of it. Even it means financial resources in relation to, are the Tigers going to spend the money to keep Tarek Skubal in Detroit? We'll see. Going into his final season, this offseason will be interesting to see what the approach is for this Tigers team. That throughout the year, at times had the offense, but got super cold at the end of the year. Had some major pitching injuries and really derailed the form, to then somehow, though, rebound enough to beat Cleveland in the wild card and then push Seattle to Game 5 of the ALDS. So we'll see how that goes these wild off-season days. Scott Harris and AJ Hinch did announce that during the season, AJ Hinch was extended. Did not say the terms. Apparently, the only terms that the Tigers will announce related to contracts are those of player terms only. Non-player personnel, those terms are not disclosed. Detroit Lions football yesterday in Kansas City, Sunday Night Football, taking on the 2-3 Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs get the win. Some controversy, whether it was the trick play that was touchdown at the goal line that was called back due to Jared Goff not being set in motion. I think it was the referees post-match declared that because Jared Goff went behind the center in the T formation, he needed to then be be set before the snap, whereas if he stayed in the shotgun formation and then went in motion, they could have snapped the ball. And Dan Campbell said that was not the outcome of the play. There are a lot of, and I was going online and I was seeing a lot of people talk about, you're playing the Chiefs, how about Chiefs not having any penalties, anything like this in nature. Yes, my thoughts are this. Yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, it sucks. Everything like that. But I look at going down all of that field in the first quarter for about 10 minutes, not getting the touchdown, only being able to kick the field goal, having all the injuries that they had defensively, having a 10-6 lead going into the end of the first half, the 4th and 2 drop by Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Chiefs get the ball and then score to take the lead before halftime to then get the ball to start the second half and then score another touchdown to make it 20-10. I think there were enough factors that like week 1, the Lions did have some chances, they just couldn't convert. And that's going to be, that happens during the 17-game NFL season. So I'm over this one. I think it's appropriate to show that I don't think it's worth all the freak out. I know that that might be an unpopular take, and it sucks to lose to Kansas City. It sucks to have, Kansas City not having any penalty calls or anything. Brian Branch did get side blocked during the game by Juju, and afterwards, Branch did take a swing, and a little post-match skirmish happened with Juju, and my guess is at least one game going to be happening for Brian Branch's suspension. Potentially, I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL did more, just because it depends if they consider him a repeat offender based off of his ejection in Green Bay last year. We'll see how that goes. It's unfortunate, really, but especially with a defense core, Kirby Joseph got being banged up going into yesterday, having to go to the players' tent, injury tent. And, now if you lose Branch, in addition to all the loss that you've already had defensively, with the 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming in the Ford Field for Monday Night Football, it could be rough going in. One more game for the Lions before their break with Tampa, and hopefully they can turn it around. The Detroit Red Wings, 3 games in already, I believe still an 82-game regular season for this year. Thursday night opened up at home versus the Montreal Canadiens, scored, then gave up 5 goals on 13 shots, and 5-1 defeat. A painful night. Made me wish that the hockey season didn't start. I didn't watch Saturday's game live. Best man duties at the wedding I was at in the Thumb region of the state of Michigan. The Toronto Maple Leafs coming to Little Caesars Arena, 2-0 lead on the Wings after the first period. Detroit rebounded though, 3 goals scored. After that, in the second period, Toronto tied the game before Lucas Raymond got the winner. 2 more empty nets, followed by the Wings, a 6-3 win. Today, early game in Toronto because of Canadian Thanksgiving and the Mariners Blue Jays ALCS Game 2. The Wings badly outshot today, 40-15. Had a 2-0 lead in the third period, lost the lead, but then Mason Appleton got the winner with 45 seconds left. 3-2 Red Wings win, 2-1 to start the season. Lucas Raymond did leave early today. Took a check into the boards from Chris Tanev. Was basically his right side into the boards, kind of feeling like it could have been a shoulder. Todd McClellan didn't have anything as far as injury news post-match in his post-match interview press conference. Should have some details, we would think, tomorrow. Wings are back home next with the Florida Panthers this coming Wednesday, October 15th. That is on national. That's on TNT. Can they make it 3 in a row, or is it going to be more like what happened with Montreal in the first game of the season? We'll see. Puck drop on TNT on Wednesday, so folks that don't have FanDuel, you'll be able to watch that. So that's all I got for right now. We are back with a full-on edition of Detroit City Sportscast coming up. That will be dropping later on this week. Adam and I will be, we'll talk Lions, we'll talk Tigers, we'll talk Red Wings, and maybe get some Detroit City stuff in there. So thanks, everybody, for checking out another edition of Mulleting, and Detroit.themajorsports.com for all your Majors TV needs. At the Majors TV on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. TMSNX Detroit on Twitter, on Instagram, and TMSNX.